Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming at you with our weekly Minks Monday Q&A. And before we get started, let me show you the bag that I'm currently using. And that is my Chanel wallet on chain with the black caviar leather and the gold hardware. And I actually haven't switched out of it from this past weekend. But I still sound super nasally. My cold got a lot worse than I thought last week. I didn't think I was going to make it. So thank you guys so much for the well wishes. You guys are so sweet. And I wanted Edward to come in here and say hello to you guys as well. You know, just because he hasn't been on one of my videos in quite some time, but he didn't want to hang out with Mom, so I think he's mad at me. All right, so let's get started with the very first question because I have tons of eye candy for you guys today. Oh, right, from Jennifer Friday 24. I have been thinking of buying a Cèline piece, but I don't know which one. I love the Nano luggage and the micro luggage tote as well. However, I'm scared I will regret the micro since I am more of a shoulder / crossbody kind of girl. I want something that will fit a lot and the Nano looks too small, but I don't want something too heavy. Please help. What would you recommend as a first Cèline purchase, the Nano or the micro? Also, which leather is more durable, the drummed or the smooth calfskin? Awesome questions. Okay, so if you already have a doubt about the micro, I definitely wouldn't go for that. The Nano is very cute. It is very small, but it can still fit quite a bit in there. So because it comes with a shoulder strap, that's always a positive, especially since you said yourself that you are more of a shoulder / crossbody type of person. So I definitely wouldn't ignore that. And I would just go to the boutique, to, take all of your daily essentials and see which one ends up working out for you the best, and just kind of model them and see which one you like the way that it lays on your body. For me personally, I would prefer the micro just because it's a little bit larger, but again, it's all about personal preference. And if you rather have something that you can be a little bit more hands-free, then the Nano is definitely something that I would recommend. Okay, now when it comes to the leather, which one is more durable, the drummed or the smooth calfskin? In my opinion, I would have to say that the drummed, and I actually have both of my Cèline bags in the drummed leather. And here I have my mini luggage. I love this bag. It does get heavy. So does the Phantom. Phantom is probably one of my all-time favorite Cèlines, but that thing is... it's crazy heavy. But when it comes to the leather, I prefer the drummed because I think that it ages a little bit better, in my opinion, than the smooth calfskin. The smooth calfskin is beautiful, but it shows scratches a little bit too easily. And with any of the mini luggages, you'll see that they have, let me see, right here, they have these little bumps that they'll get over time as you start to wear them. And with the smooth calfskin, I think that they tend to lose their shape just a little bit more than the drum leather does. So I always go for this one. The pebbled, the pebbled effect that it has is just my favorite. So that's what I would end up going for. It's just a little bit more durable than the smooth calfskin, but regardless, either one of them are beautiful. So hopefully that was able to help. Next question from Laura Greenfield. What do you think the new It bag will be this year? Any brand? This is an awesome question. And when I was thinking of all these bags, the same exact fashion house kept coming to mind, and that is Gucci. Gucci is absolutely killing it this year. Whether they have the trickle effect from last year into this year with the Gucci Soho Disco, they have the Dionysus, they have the new Gucci Marmont, which is available in the velvet or in the leather. They have the Blooms collection. There is just so much that they're introducing, and they really have something for everyone. And it's really awesome to see, because before I felt that Gucci was a little bit stagnant. They never held their resale value. They were just kind of there. And now with their new creative designer or director, I feel like they just have so much to offer. And their resale value has also improved. So as before, there were maybe, bags that were $2,000, $3,000, and you could find them on the pre-loved market for $700, $800. And now, if you were to look on the pre-loved market, for example, for a Gucci Soho Disco, they retail for $980 here in the States. And you can find them for $895, $850, extremely close to the retail value because they are so popular. And some of the designs I think might be a little too much for my own taste. They might be a little too playful in a sense, but for the most part, again, they have something for everyone, and it's just amazing. It's wonderful to see. And while other fashion houses are just they have the same silhouette and maybe they're introducing a different type of hardware or maybe a little small design, Gucci is introducing full-on handbags, which is always exciting to see. So you never know what else, you don't know what else they have up their sleeves. So I'd have to say anything Gucci, really, to be honest. And of course, We've read about it on the fashion magazines, how hot velvet is this season coming up. So I think the Marmont is definitely going to be, you know, leading the game when it comes to that. So I would have to say Gucci, hands down. All right, Louis Vuitton Apple Girl. Do you mind at all using different brands, print, or color SLGs in your bags? I have a little OCD and when I'm using a Louis Vuitton bag, I like to use all Louis Vuitton SLGs, and preferably in the same pattern. Same things in any other luxury goods. I don't, actually, and I think that when I first started getting into luxury goods, I was very, very matchy-matchy. If I had a demi-azur bag, everything had to be demi-azur. You know, monogram, Damien Ben, and so on and so forth. But now I really like being able to open up my bag and just see a bunch of different textures, different hardwares. As you guys know, I'm not really one to match my hardware. If I have, you know, gold hardware on my handbag, some of my SLGs will have silver hardware. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I just really like to open it up, open my bag, and just see these pops of color, different textures, different fashion houses. And I feel like it might be a little dumb, but I feel like when I open my bag, it kind of sings a little bit. You know, maybe I'm the only one that hears the music, but when I open it up, it just kind of la la la. I don't know. It makes probably no sense, but it makes sense to me. So no, I love being able to match it up or to just switch it up and have all sorts of different types of goodies in there. But there's definitely nothing wrong with being matchy-matchy. I know quite a few of my girlfriends, they're like, no, if I have black caviar, everything has to be black caviar with gold hardware and so on and so forth. So, but no, I'm not like that. All right, next question from Susan Pearl. The bags we returned to the shop, are they given to a new customer again? I got a Chanel Classic Jumbo and it didn't come with the stickers on the hardware, as I later observed in YouTube videos. Does it mean that my bag was a return? This is an awesome question. And I actually talked to my sales associates at Louis Vuitton and at Chanel just so we have a little bit more feedback because I think a lot of us are, you know, are wondering the same thing whenever we do get a bag that doesn't have, you know, the sticker on the hardware. At least I do. And my sales associate at Chanel, she said that that is why they are so adamant about the 14-day return policy. It has to be in new condition, never used, has to have the tags attached. You know, it doesn't have to have the stickers in order for it to be in new condition. Of course, there are some people that are very, you know, that prefer to have the stickers. I know I have on some of my items. But she said that as long as that there are no scratches, there's no, you know, wear and tear to it or anything like that, it's always up to the discretion of the sales associate or of the manager of the boutique to take back that item if it looks like maybe it's a little too used or something like that. But she said that sometimes they end up, some of the bags that might have a little bit more wear on them, or maybe that they don't feel that they should go back onto the sales floor necessarily, they will use them for displays in a sense. So that way they know that if someone is asking for the bag, they can kind of see it, and then that way you can get a fresh one, you know, from the back stock room. So I know, you know, sometimes I have run into that, you know, I'll say, oh, I really, really like this, but it has a scratch on here, and she says, oh, I'll get you a brand new one from, you know, from the back, don't worry, yours will be brand new, no one's ever touched it, that type of thing. And my sales associate at Louis Vuitton kind of said the same thing. They end up using some of the returns for displays. Think about it, how many times have you guys gone into the boutique and have you seen, for example, a Speedy with tons of patina on it, and that's been sitting there for quite some time? And some of the sales associates, I remember that I looked at one of them and I was just thinking, that bag looks a little older, you know, and she said, oh, it's just been on display for a long time. That way if someone wants to see it, they can kind of check it out and they get a fresh one. Again, kind of like what Chanel did. But both of them said that, you know, the items don't have to have stickers in order for them to be, you know, completely new. Sometimes they will be returns, but as long as there's no noticeable scratches on them, no noticeable wear, then they will put them back on the sales floor, but they look through every little nook and cranny. Now, when I think about it, there have been times that I have gone into the boutiques and I see considerable scratches on them, you know, and or like when they say that they're going to bring one from the back stock room, I look at that one and that one also has scratches. So I think that for the most part, they do a really good job of being able to make sure that nothing has too much wear to it when it goes back to the sales floor, but some of them will be, you know, will be returns from people. And as I've said before, you know, I have purchased items and I have ended up returning them. But whenever it comes to me, I always want to make sure that I leave everything on there. I don't take off any of the stickers. I don't take off any of the tags or anything like that, for the same reason. I don't want that whoever purchases it after me to have that doubt that they're getting kind of like a secondhand thing, if that makes any sense. You know, unless I know for sure I'm going to keep the item, then I will end up just kind of loving it and touching it and being all over it type of thing. But they both said that they are very particular as to what they look for when someone returns a bag. So sometimes I think that some of them do end up slipping through the cracks, but for the most part, they really try their hardest to make sure that it looks as fresh as possible. That way it can go back onto the sales floor. So I know I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but again, they gave me such great information that I just thought I would relay that to you guys as well. All right, next question from Shay Whitney. How much have you worn your Chanel Mini in black lambskin? I have the exact same bag, color, hardware, and lambskin, and I've been carrying it for several months now. It has held up beautifully. Are you still loving the lambskin? And I have it here, so we have a little bit more eye candy, so some show and tell. And yes, I have been using this bag quite a bit, and actually I was surprised because I have actually been using this a lot more than I have my wallet on chain from Chanel, just because it fits a little bit more, actually a whole lot more than the wallet on chain does. And it has held up incredibly well. And I knew that when this was added to my collection, I just thought, I'm not going to baby it. I'm going to enjoy the bag. And that is exactly what I have done. And I don't know, I haven't had any problems with scratches. I haven't had any problems with chipping. Absolutely nothing. It's in beautiful, beautiful condition. And I feel that with lambskin, the more you own the item and the more you handle it, I feel that the lambskin just gets a little bit, I don't know, I feel like it looks better, if that makes any sense, than when you first get it. I don't know, it's just the conditioning from the oils on your hands, but I love it. I am so happy with this bag, and every chance I can, I always end up using it. And I love the fact that it has the black lambskin, to be honest, because I don't have to worry about color transfer, especially because I tend to use jeans quite a bit and I tend to use black tops often, so I don't have to worry about any type of color transfer on the delicate lambskin. But you know, it's not as delicate as I thought, and I said that before. I will eat my words because I always thought never, never lambskin, never, you know, I'm way too scared. I do love caviar because it is extremely carefree, but this one is just as durable, I'd have to say, to a certain extent. I'm not saying that it's scratch proof or anything like that, but I am a huge fan and I have been absolutely loving it. So yes, I'm still a big fan of lambskin. And I think that, honestly, when I was at the boutique a few weeks ago, when I was looking at handbags, I actually asked my sales associate if she can bring out the lambskin bags, because now I know that that's an option for me. I don't necessarily have to just say only caviar. But yeah. Big fan. All right, next question from Chalet Wright. Hopefully I said that correctly. The Speedy B25 in monogram canvas is my dream Louis Vuitton bag. When it comes to bags, I go compact. Small wallet, phone, keys, small hairbrush, and sunglasses. Do you think that Louis Vuitton will make the canvas Speedy Bs in the size 20? If so, I think that size will be an even better fit for me. Would you hold off on getting your dream bag to see if a new size will be released, and if so, for how long? This is a great question, and I actually asked my sales associate the exact same thing when I was looking at the Speedy B20 in Empreinte, and she said that she hasn't heard anything, she didn't have any information on that. Obviously, it's been some time, but what I would end up doing is I would recommend calling the 188 number, customer service, talking to a few other sales associates just to see what they have heard, because that might be an option that might be coming, especially if someone likes the 20 but they want to go a little bit smaller without having to go for the Nano. But I think that would be a great option. And how long would I hold off on getting my dream bag? When it comes to dream bags, I wouldn't hold off that long, to be honest, because you always, you know I always worry about price increases. Sometimes they spring up on us. I know some things have had like a $5 price increase or a $50 price increase, but for the most part, we haven't seen, a big one with Louis Vuitton. And, if it makes your heart sing and if you have the funds for it, then I would go for it, because sometimes when I know, for example, for me, if I am saving money money aside for a certain handbag. It's very easy for me to get distracted with other SLGs, especially with new releases. I start thinking, oh, that's really cute. That's really cute. It's 300, it's 400, it's 500. And then I end up going for those SLGs. Meanwhile, I'm taking money away from my Holy Grail or from my dream bag. And now it's making it even harder to purchase because it's further and further away, if that makes any sense. So if you have the funds for it, if it makes your heart sing, then I would just go for it. The size 20 would be great, but you said yourself the 25 is your dream bag. So I would definitely go with what makes your heart sing. All right, next question from Alina Per. Have you seen the new Jeanne wallet? I'm probably saying that wrong. What are your thoughts on it? I just ordered it online and it seems like a great bang for your buck. And I actually have a picture for you guys from my very good friend Love4LVCC. She has a picture of it in Vernis and I will insert the picture right now. All right, so the Vernis option that you guys saw in the picture, that is available in 2 different colors, in the hot pink, and I can't remember the other one, but it has a price tag of $730. And then it is also available in the monogram canvas with, I believe, the fuchsia interior. I could be wrong, but that one retails for $560 here in the States. And I could not agree more with you. That wallet is absolutely amazing. A fantastic price point, and really the fact that you have 3 wallets in one for that price tag, whether you go for the Vernis or monogram canvas, I think that's awesome. So you have kind of like the removable coin pouch that the Josephine has, and it also comes with another detachable card holder with the full-size wallet. That is amazing. I am a huge fan of this wallet, and as much as I love the hot pink Vernis, I won't end up going for Vernis because I've had some bad luck in the past with Vernis, plus I don't end up using it, but I think that this is a fantastic option, incredible price point. And if you guys are looking for a new wallet and maybe you're overseeing the Josephines, the Emilys, the Sarahs, then I would definitely look for the Jeanne or whatever it is, because that is such an incredible wallet. I love it. I'm a huge fan. So yes, I say go for it. I think it is awesome. All right, next question from MYW Tom. Will Louis Vuitton convert my Speedy 25 to a bandolier for a fee? Please let me know what you think. I think this is an awesome question, because if you have a bag, if you have a classic Speedy and it has a whole lot of sentimental value and you don't want to get rid of it, but you really need a bandolier in your lifestyle, and if you know you're going to end up getting the same print, you're going to end up getting the same size, but you can't part with that one, but you really wish it was crossbody, I think that passes through a lot of people's minds, more so than we think. And I think this is awesome. So I actually ended up calling a few managers. I called the 188 number, and every single sales associate that I spoke with, every manager I spoke with, thought this was fantastic, because in the 90s and even in the 80s, they had a lot of special orders that they would do for people, and unfortunately, to answer your question, they will not be able to do that because of how they cut the pieces of canvas for said bags, for said sizes, because they'd have to tear the whole bag apart. They meticulously cut the pieces of canvas so that it fits the silhouette for the classic 25, 30, or 35, or whatever it is. Regretfully, they will not do that, but very, very good. Next question from Shopping with a Passion. What do you think of Yves Saint Laurent's Mon Paris fragrance? I love Black Opium and I smelled Mon Paris and I also love it. I'm thinking about putting it on my perfume wish list. Also, what do you think of Dior's J'adore? I know it's been out years, but I recently purchased it. Have you thought about doing an updated fragrance collection? All right, so what do I think of Yves Saint Laurent's Mon Paris fragrance? I loved it. I remember when I smelled it at the counter, I fell in love with it, especially because it's right up my alley. It's kind of citrusy, very floral, but it really reminded me of another fragrance that I have, and that is the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. It smells very, very similar to this. So I think if I didn't have this, I would end up purchasing that that Mon Paris. And of course, here I just have Black Opium. So we have a little bit more eye candy. I know I've talked your guys' ear off about it, so don't worry, I'm not gonna do that. But Black Opium is just such an amazing fragrance. So that is always one of my favorites. And, you know, I also have to say that the Mon Paris also reminds me of the Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. I know I recently, this was gifted to me, and I think this is awesome because it also has that same type of floral note, that same type of citrus. I think this is a little bit softer than Mon Paris, to be honest, but it has amazing staying power, the Yves Saint Laurent, so I love it. But again, if I didn't have the Gucci Gardenia, because it's so similar, I would end up purchasing it. And then what do I think of Dior J'adore? Oh man, J'adore. Okay, so no joke. You guys know how obsessed I am with fragrances. I think that I had gone through 6 bottles of J'adore. I love that fragrance. I used it to death. And the only reason why it's no longer in my collection is because I myself played it out. But every time I smell it on someone, I love it. It just has amazing staying power, so congratulations on that. I love J'adore. And have I thought about doing an updated fragrance collection? I don't know. I know I've added a few, not too many, but I absolutely love perfumes. And if there's one thing that I can talk about more than handbags, it's fragrances, because I am such an addict. I can talk about them till the cows come home. So if you guys want me to, let me know in the comment section down below. If I do end up doing it, I think it'll be after I add 2 perfumes that I want to add that are on my wish list, which are Bond perfumes. And Bond perfumes, I know that they are very, very pricey. They have anywhere from like a $300 to $400 to $500 price tags. But I absolutely love that brand because I feel that they hold, I mean, whether you have them on, when you put them on in the morning, they will last the entire day. They will last when you do laundry. It's amazing, you know, and I just think that with one little spritz, it goes a long way. So I'm a huge, huge fan of Bond. If you guys haven't checked them out, check out their counter. They have a set for everybody, and I just think that they're really fun, a really fun fragrance house. I had to scoot back a little. I felt like I was like this close to the camera. My goodness. All right, next question from Sissy. What do you think about the Valentino Glam Lock Flap? It's considered a Valentino classic bag, and it seems to be the most timeless one compared to the other Valentino bags. I'm sure the medium size would be perfect for you, as a small one, let alone the mini one, is too small in my opinion. And it's a structured bag, another plus. And I actually have a picture thanks to my very, very good friend Nettie's World for you, and I will insert the picture right now. I absolutely love this bag, and I love the combination that Nettie has, the red with the gold hardware. You guys know my love for red handbags, but the medium I believe retails for $23.50, something like that. I can't remember the price tags, to be honest, but if I do, I'll put them in the description box below. But I think it is a beautiful bag. It has just enough hardware. It has this beautiful leather, and I love the chain detail that it has. And if you guys get a chance, make sure and check out Nettie's YouTube channel, and I will put it on the description box below. She has an awesome review on this bag, and it actually made me fall in love with this bag even more so. And she recently did a comparison video with her Chanel Square chevron mini, and she did it with this Valentino, and I mean, it makes me want the bag even more, to be honest, even more so than I did before. So make sure you check them out, especially if you're thinking about adding this bag to your collection. But I am a huge fan, and I think it was last week or the week before when someone asked me what fashion houses I was kind of looking at, and I said Valentino, not only for their footwear, but especially because of this bag. And I agree, it is very timeless, and the medium is definitely the one that I would end up going for. The large is nice as well. And the funny thing is that this is probably the only bag that I wouldn't end up going for black leather. I would prefer it in a pop of color. And I always say, you know, pops of color, blah, blah, blah. But I always end up going for black bags because it's so much easier for me to wear black bags than just have colored SLGs. But with this particular bag, with the hardware the way that it is, I feel that it kind of adds a pop itself, if that makes any sense. And I would want the red, like I said before. Or they have this really beautiful hot pink, and usually the pink, even though I love the color, obviously I'm wearing it, I think that it's a little too out of my comfort zone. But again, I don't know, there's just something about the way that this bag looks, very structured, and You are correct. I am a huge, huge fan. Next question from Irene Richardson. Do you think that the Chanel O-Zip coin purse is worth it compared to the Louis Vuitton Zip Multi-Cartes? I know I'm saying that wrong. Considering I don't live close to a Chanel boutique, I can order the Louis Vuitton one online. I want the Chanel and I think that they're comparable in price, but I just don't know if it's worth the 4-hour drive. What do you think? This is a great question, and I actually think I deleted the picture of the Louis Vuitton Zippy multi-wallet, but if I do have it, I will insert it. But that one retails for $350 here in the States. And then the Chanel O-Zip coin purse is this one right here, which retails for $475 here in the States. And really the biggest difference between them is the fact that this one is made out of mostly leather and the other one is made out of mostly canvas. And on the inside, I believe the Louis Vuitton one has, I think, 5 or 6 slots or little compartments, whereas this one has 3. So I think that if you are someone who needs to carry a lot more cards with you and you want to go compact, then the Louis Vuitton one was definitely a better option. Even though you can carry anywhere from 15 to 20, I think I fit 22 cards in here at one time. You can still fit quite a bit, but if you need to carry a lot more cards with you and you need to carry coin and cash, then I think that the Louis Vuitton one is a great option, especially because it has such a friendly price tag for a compact wallet, but it can still function kind of like a large wallet, if that makes any sense. And as I said before, even though I'm a fan and this ends up suiting my lifestyle the best, I feel that the Louis Vuitton one also has a little bit more give, because I feel that the zipper and the fabric around it just gives you a little bit more space. Also because you have more little compartments in there. To answer your question, do I think that this one is worth it? I think so, because it has, again, mostly leather and the other one is mostly made up of canvas. So I think that the price difference just pays for the leather itself. But I think both are great pieces, and really I think either one of them are perfect to add to any collection. So that would be my choice. Next question from Lux Lover VB81. Was in Louis Vuitton and I saw the Spontini. I don't have a picture to share with you guys, but trust me, you want to pause the video. I believe I may be in love, and they have a grayish looking one that drops my jaw. Thoughts on how it may be being empreinte. I am seriously considering diving head first, but fear an all empreinte bag will look terrible in 3 to 5 years with wear and tear. Also, I went to buy the jumbo, but in person, I do not like the look of caviar leather with the grains, and I am afraid of lambskin. What do I do? I have a buy a bag fever right now. I know what you mean. So I need to scratch this itch, but I want to be in love with the bag. Help. Awesome, awesome questions. Okay, so the Spontini, let's go back to that one. Retails for $28.40 here in the States. It has a very pricey tag, but this bag is absolutely gorgeous, especially because not only do I have major love for totes, I have major love for hobos, and the fact that it's made out of all empreinte leather is even better. The only thing is that because it is a hobo, because it doesn't have as much structure, it will end up showing its wear after some time, especially the more and more you wear it. So the embossing that it has won't be as deep. It kind of reminds me of an artsy. The artsy empreinte is probably, oh my goodness, it makes my heart flutter every time I see that bag. I think it's beautiful, but they don't wear the best over time, because that's just naturally how the leather will end up relaxing. So unfortunately, it won't have the best wear and tear after 3 to 5 years if you end up using it constantly, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. My goodness, I remember I saw it at the boutique and my jaw dropped. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is awesome, you know. But again, I prefer the structured bags, especially if it's going to be an all leather bag. But it is beautiful. And then to answer your question, you went to buy the jumbo, but you don't like the look of the caviar leather and you're afraid of lambskin. So caviar is very, very carefree. I personally love the grains, and then of course you have the lambskin here. It's a little bit more delicate, but still very, very durable. If you don't want to go for either one of those, I would definitely recommend the calfskin, and that is actually what my La Boy bag is, and this is in the new medium size with the ruthenium hardware and the double stitching, and I am a big fan of the calfskin because of how durable it is. So even though it doesn't have the massive grains that the caviar does, it still has somewhat of a texture to it, and I really like that. So I don't have to worry about scratches. It's not delicate like the lambskin is, and I have actually been caught in the rain a few times with this bag, and I didn't have any issues either. Now, whether I would be caught in a downpour with it, probably not, because I have been caught in downpours with my caviar bags and nothing has happened. But still, I would be a little bit more careful with the calfskin, just not as careful as you would be with the lambskin, if that makes any sense. But I really love the way that this texture is. It kind of gives it a little bit of that age personality to the bag. So that's what I would end up going for, either this one or the goat skin. The goat skin is beautiful as well, although over time it tends to relax. It'll end up losing its shape a little bit more. But I would go for either the goat skin or the calf skin if you are not a fan of the other two types of leathers. But hopefully that was able to help. All right, and the last question from Isabel F. I'm not going to say, I know I will butcher your last name. Do you have any items from contemporary brands? If not, would you buy anything from them? From contemporary brands, I don't have any handbags, I don't think. Just the Coach ones that I talked about a few Minks Mondays ago. I have Tory Burch shoes. I have quite a bit, actually I've sold quite a bit of my Michael Kors watches, and this one is Marc Jacobs. And if not, would you buy anything from them? Yes. And there is actually one brand that I am just head over heels for. I have always been. I have owned some of their bags. I sold them, and I want to add one to my collection again, and that is Marc Jacobs. And I'm talking Marc by Marc Jacobs. I know now it's just Marc Jacobs, but I'm talking old school Marc by Marc Jacobs that has that beautiful pebbled leather. Marc by Marc Jacobs will always have my heart. I love, love, love the way that the leather looks. I love the hardware. I think I had the groovy satchel. That's the one that I ended up selling, but I want to add that. I want to buy it again. And I saw it at Nordstrom Rack yesterday, and the only reason why I didn't get it is because it was this hideous color that I would never add to my collection. But if it had been like the oxbow that they have, or the plum, or even the gray, black, whatever it is, I am all for that bag. I love it. So that would be my contemporary brand of choice. Marc by Marc Jacobs, old school, will always have my heart as well. Especially because I have such a soft spot for Marc Jacobs. You know, he kind of, when he was the creative director for Louis Vuitton, he had some amazing designs that I absolutely loved. So it would have to be the groovy satchel in that from that fashion house. All right, you guys, so that does it for our Minks Monday Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and Edward never came to the door, so I'm guessing I'm still in the doghouse for whatever it is I did. And thank you so much to my very good friends Nettie and also to Love4LVCC for those wonderful pictures. And if you guys ever want me to include any pictures, I know it really helps with these videos. If you own the picture and you want me to use it for Minks Monday, go ahead and send it to me on DM on Instagram. I will be more than happy to include it, because obviously we all want to see some eye candy, and sometimes it's not always the best thing to pause the video and then go look it up. I trust me, I know. But again, I have to do it because I would hate to have to stop Minks Mondays because of copyright and whatnot. So I hope you guys understand. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.